What's happening? We'll let everyone join here. 2 seconds. So, I used to, one thing I was very guilty of was always trying to get someone else to answer a question for me, or always trying to get someone else to point the next step or point the finger for where I should go, or even help me to make the next move. Um, and it came from me not being an independent thinker. I used to always, and it comes from different things. Like it starts in school. In school, we're told, "Oh, ask the teacher to go to the fucking toilet." Like, what? We're told to ask the teacher to go to the toilet. We're told to ask for permission to do all these things. We're told to listen to our elders, and that stays with us as an adult. And I know, even like as soon as I became an adult, as soon as I joined my new job, I just used to always not be able to do anything with my own agency, and I would have to get someone else to near enough like tell me to do it. So the most powerful thing I ever did was become what we call an independent thinker rather than a dependent thinker. Um, and I used this story of the first time I had ever actually decided to do something on my own initiative and do something scary, do something that was a risk, and it was leaving my job. I had worked in that job for just under 2 years. I was getting paid very well. It was a very good deal. There was a lot of great things about it. And 9 months before I left it, I had just started my business. My business wasn't making an awful lot of money. I wasn't making enough to sustain myself, but I was making like just a wee bit, and I knew if I put all my focus and intention into it, I could have grew it, but I was waiting. And whenever I first decided, okay, I'm going to, like, I think I might leave the job, the first thing I did was go to every single like mentor I had ever had, every single older person who I knew, so many people in the job, so many family members, parents, and like specifically like just reaching out to just different people that I knew that had helped me on my journey and asking them for their opinion. And the truth was, I was trying to get someone else to make a decision for me, because when someone else tells you what to do, it removes the responsibility from you. But again, it's your life. You are the only person that has to bear that responsibility and bear the actual outcome of the decisions that are made. But for me, I just wanted someone else to tell me what to do. And that was the hardest decision of my life because it was very risky, and no one else could make it for me because it was so independent of me. It was so specific to me. And some people said, "No, stay in your job." Some people said, "Yeah, like go full time." And I just really wanted an answer, but there was no answer. The only person who had the answer was me. And for you, for the thing that you want to do, the only person that has the answer for the thing that you want to do is you. And you need to find that in yourself. And of course, you can find that from asking other people for their opinion, for their feedback, getting their take and like their advice as well. But understand you have to make the decision yourself. It goes down to you that you're the last, you're let's say it was a boardroom, you're the final call. So you need to be good at making decisions and good at having agency. And one of the most powerful things that I actually did to improve my ability to make decisions is basically having a chat room with myself. So I have a notes app and it's just called Chat Room. And whenever I have a problem, I will just go onto my notes app. I will write out the problem as the person that's looking at an answer, and then I will answer it myself. And then I'll go back and forward and ask myself questions. And I find that that is so powerful because how many times do we give people great advice that is amazing and it can change their life, but we don't actually follow it or action it ourselves? We always do this. So give yourself the great advice, but you need to find it within yourself. So that's why I started doing that, and it changed so much for me. And a lot of the time, we have the answers. A lot of the time, we know what it is we need to do. We know what the next step is, but it's just we haven't. It's just sitting in our head. Whereas when you write it down, that's why journaling is very, very powerful. Whenever you write it down, it then forces you to do it. And it also forces you to reflect on it and to go back and forth with yourself. The same way if you were in a relationship with someone and you were making a decision about like changing something in the relationship, maybe as we're moving house, what would you do? You would sit down and you would have a conversation. So for you in your own life, if you have something big that you're going to do, you need to sit down and spend the time with yourself. Go for a walk, take 4 hours away and go up a fucking mountain and just think about it, ponder about it, write down about it, journal on it, and then make a decision. But again, remember, you make the decision. You have to be an independent thinker. And with doing that comes risk, with doing that comes responsibility, with doing that, it's not it comes stress. It's not going to be as easy as if you just listen to what other people do. And I remember I used to just listen to what other people told me to do when I was working, and it was just a case of following what my boss said. But it was only once I started doing what I said and what I wanted for myself, that's when my life changed. That's when I got in the best shape of my life. That's when I changed my mindset to the point where I wanted to change it and had the mindset that I wanted. I had the circle that I wanted, and everything changed as a result of that because I became an independent thinker and I didn't just follow someone else's rules, and I played it by my own rules. People said, "Oh, you can't make content around coaching by uploading videos if you do going out and doing things in public and lying on the floor." But I've done it from being an independent thinker. And I don't come on here and be like, "Oh, I'm the best person ever. I'm an independent thinker." All of you can be independent thinkers. And sometimes I'm not an independent thinker. Like, for example, with my food, I just eat the same food every day because that's like a decision that I just don't want to make. It's too much bandwidth. Whenever with the work I do, I'm making so many decisions every day. Whenever I can limit down decisions and simplify things, I always do. Uh, so again, we're not all fucking amazing. Like no one's perfect. We do have a few questions we're going to go through. Sorry, guys, I've just been talking this whole time. But yes, we have got EPOOK. I'm a paramedic, and what really helps me is breathing techniques. It sounds basic, but it helped me. Yeah, one thing I actually started doing is meditation. I'm probably not the best at it, but even just a sense of like chillaxing, not having any dopamine coming through, feeling and hearing your heartbeat and remembering you're alive and you're a soul by itself, that's something that's really good. So like that's what I got from like meditating. Obviously meditating, you have to do deep breathing while you're doing it. But I can only imagine how useful it is for you. Damien, I'm thinking of hiring you for coaching on next intakes. Have you got any clients working night shifts? Yes, I do have clients working night shifts. And the best thing to do if you're working night shifts is first and foremost, like implement the strategy whenever you're going home. And you're going to have to be very, very specific and dialed in with it because, of course, you need to understand that when you're doing night shifts, like you are going to be held back to an extent. It is going to make life harder because night shifts will impact like what you naturally are used to, and it is going to impact your sleep. But there's things you can do, and that could be like implementing a bit of a wind down routine. It could be limiting and completely limiting your screens before bed. Caffeine cut off as much as you like caffeine. Like whenever you have caffeine, it has a half life of 9 hours, so it's still going to stay in your system whenever you're in bed. And not just sleep quantity, but sleep quality is only becomes so much more important whenever you are working a night shift. So yes, uh, and then like just making sure that when you're not working the night shift, that you have still some sort of you keep to a similar rhythm because the more you change it up, the harder it actually is for your whole body to adapt to that. Your body wants to work on a system, your body wants to work on a routine. So the closer you can keep that going, the better, brother. Hope that's useful. Any other questions, guys? Far away, far away. I've got Owen Hamill on the decks. Sleep on top. Sleep on top? What? Sleep on top? What is man on about? Owen Hamill, what is up? Right, guys, any questions? We are going to wrap up because it's a bit of a later live today. But remember, guys, be an independent thinker. Don't just do what your parents had told you to do, or just because your teacher said when you were younger, "Oh, you're an idiot. You can't do this." Don't listen to them. Like you can do anything as long as you have a strong enough why and you're willing to do that work and you're willing to cut out the distractions. So stop letting others dictate your life. I was told, myself, when I was younger, I was told that I wasn't a people person. I could never work with people and I should go and join the army. And now I'm doing something completely different. I work with people every single day. And the people I work with, I don't think they would say I'm not a people person. I've also been able to grow 155,000 followers on Instagram from not being a people person, but people have connected to me. So understand that these things that you are told, these beliefs that you take on as a child, they're beliefs. That's all they are. They're beliefs. and they can be changed, and beliefs are changed through action. So take action out of those beliefs. If you believe you're a lazy person, this is gonna sound so stupidly simple, but sometimes it is so stupidly simple. If you believe you're a lazy person, you'll be a lazy person. If you believe that you are a loser, you're gonna be a loser. So stop doing loser stuff. Stop sleeping in. Stop making yourself promises and then never keeping them. Stop missing your gym sessions. Like it's these small things that will completely change you and completely change the trajectory of your life. So don't sleep in them. As Owen Hamill said, sleep on top. Literally. Sleep top of recovery. Yeah, sleep is number one. Like you can have your diet in check, you can have your training in check. But if your sleep isn't there, it's just going to take so much out of that. It's going to take so much away. So make sure your sleep is there. And your sleep's going to help with everything. Your sleep's going to help with your hunger because it actually has an influence on your hunger hormones. It's going to make you, basically, simply put, it's going to make you less hungry. So yeah, get your fucking sleep in and your recovery as well. So guys, if you're not getting good sleep, get good sleep. Something so simple you can do is have a more consistent sleep and wake time. My sleep and wake time is actually 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. So like I'm actually 4 minutes away from bedtime. Do need to meditate before bed as well. But yeah, obviously it's not always going to be perfect, but the closer you can get, the better. But like a lot of people say, oh, I won't do this because it's not going to be perfect. Accept it's not going to be perfect, but go as close to perfect. All right, it can always be better. It doesn't need to be perfect. That's the point I want to say. Bang Tang, Dwayne, I'll get back to you in a second, brother. Bang Tang, exactly. When I saw your videos, I really wish someone would do similar idea in Egypt. I would have participated. Yeah, do it in Egypt. Go to the pyramids and lie on the floor, like lie on the side of the pyramid. Go for it. Jack Boyle, fantastic stuff, Owen lad, as per usual. Keep it up. Thank you so much, guys. And I know we've got over 20 people across these lives. If anyone does want to hear more, I was on a recent podcast there a week ago, or it was 2 weeks ago, and I was talking about like confidence and like building yourself up. So if anyone wants to listen to that podcast, just go on to Instagram, DM me podcast. So message me the words podcast, or else if you're on the Instagram live, obviously if you're on TikTok, just go on to Instagram because that's where I can send everything. That's what I use every day. But if you're on the Instagram live right now, there's 16 is just type in the word podcast and then it'll actually get sent here after this live, or just go on to our one-to-one DMs and message me podcast and I'll send over that podcast. And also, I know we're talking about sleep, I know we're talking about recovery, I know we're talking about results. If anyone would like some free meal plans sent over to them too, I'm giving everything away tonight for fuck's sake. You people are very lucky. If anyone would like a free meal plan sent over, just message me the words meal plan on Instagram and I'll send them over just to help you with your health and your fitness journey. Josh said, hey bro, wondering what is good advice to a 16-year-old active lifter trying to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. So the first thing I want you to do, obviously you're 16, so it actually depends how much body fat you have. But for most people, any client I work with, obviously I don't work with 16-year-olds, so like it really depends for you. I know I definitely dieted down when I'm 16, but I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. But most of the time for most lads, whenever they're saying I want to lose fat and gain muscle, you need to actually do one thing at a time. It's almost like, imagine there were two dartboards in front of me. I had one dart and I was trying to hit bullseye on both dartboards. It's impossible. If you're trying to do two things at once, it just makes life so much harder. So focus on one thing at a time. Focus first of all going into a fat loss phase. Obviously, as you're in a fat loss phase, you can still gain muscle. It's just going to be a lot slower. And then after you lose the fat, your body will be at a primed state to then start stacking on muscle on top. Because if you're kind of skinny fat and then you start putting on muscle when you're already skinny fat, your fat's not going to disappear. So you're not even going to see the muscle that you put on. And most people want to lose fat and gain muscle so they look aesthetic. But if you're skinny fat and you don't look aesthetic yet, and then you start putting on muscle and you don't lose the fat, you're not gonna be looking probably the way you want. Obviously, it depends how you want to look specifically, but like if you want the six pack, if you want the abs, so I always say cut down first, lose the body fat first, and then start building up after that. But obviously you're 16, so don't be taking my advice because obviously, I don't know. I don't want to get arrested for giving 16-year-olds fitness advice. Jack Boyle, I don't coach 16-year-olds, by the way. Jack Boyle, the podcast episode was fantastic, folks. I'd absolutely recommend it. Definitely changed my view on a lot of things. Thank you very much, Jack. I really appreciate that. Jack's on about this podcast that I did recently. If anyone would like access to it, if you're on TikTok or Instagram, just go on Instagram, message me the word podcast, and I'll get that sent over. Hopefully it helps you out. Hopefully it changes you, and it changes something to do with your beliefs or your mindset, or it could even one thing said could be the catalyst that completely changes your life. So yeah, folks, I am going to shoot off now because it is 12 a.m. It is getting late. So thank you so much for everyone coming on. If you'd like that podcast, just message me the word podcast. And also, if you'd like a meal plan sent over to you to help you with your health and your fitness, just message me the word meal plan and I'll get them sent over here straight after this live. So yeah, folks, hope you have an absolute incredible, Wednesday morning now. Have an incredible Wednesday morning. If anyone needs anything, just message me on Instagram. I'm always happy to help. And I do lives, and obviously I upload content on different things too. So you'll be hearing a lot more from me. This will not be the last time we see each other. So folks, see you all later. Thank you so much for jumping on. All the best. Goodbye. See you later, TikTok. YouTube. See you later.